Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make standard string 100 Christmas lights, plug it in the wall, and we're going to make them work off 12 volts for a car. Now the idea behind it is that there are essentially two separate circuits of 50 each. Each set is 50 lights in series with each other. So the way that this works is if we have a string of lights, a set of 50 lights in a series for 120 volts, divide that by the 50, means each light bulb is getting 2.4 volts apiece. What we want to do is wire it for a car battery, which is 12 volts, divide it by the 2.4 volts per bulb, which means that we need to rewire these so that they are 5 bulbs in series. And you can do as many parallel sets as your fusing will allow. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is we need to find the split. So we're going to plug them in. What we're trying to do is just find the center. You can either count them out. Honestly, the easiest thing to do is just pull out a bulb. Half will go out, the other stay lit. And then find where the lit bulb is next to the unlit bulb. I don't know if you can see it, but it's also the only point in the strand where you actually only have 2 wires as opposed to 3 everywhere else. So that's going to be our center point. So now we're going to unplug these. Make sure they're unplugged before you do this. And we're going to take a pair of cutters and snip it. Get rid of the other half. You can always use it later. Okay, now that we've gotten our 2 halves separated, again we have 50 bulbs here. What we're going to do is we're going to take the end that we just cut. Pull that bulb out, and what we want to do is we want to get rid of this wire. You can just tape it up, but we're going to actually push it out. Okay, what I've just done, I've just pushed the little tab out. I'm going to pull that free, pull the wire all the way out. As you can see, the loose one here. So when we just cut, we're just going to snip that off. After we've done that, just reseat the metal tab in the light socket. Okay, looks like we're good. Again, you don't have to do that, but it makes it a little cleaner. And you just put the bulb back in. Now's where the fun starts. Now the wire we just cut, we're going to unravel that. We're going to unravel it back 5 lights. There's our first 3, 4, here's our 5th light. Now what you want to do is you want to take that wire just past the 5th light, about halfway between the 5th and the 6th light. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut it about that point. And strip it back. Put my soldering iron in here. Now the wire that comes out of the 5th light bulb connects the 5th and the 6th bulb. We're going to pull that one aside. Again, it's this one right here. And what we want to do is we want to take our strippers. We don't want to cut through it. We just want to nick the jacket in 2 places. And then taking a sharp razor blade, I suggest using a new one, very carefully without cutting your fingers. We're going to skin that back without cutting into the actual metal, the copper. Once the copper is exposed, we're going to peel back that section we cut off, exposing but not breaking the copper wire. Then I'm going to take the other end that we just cut and we're going to wrap it around. Pinch that in here just to hold it. And hopefully my soldering iron's hot enough. Come on. There we go. Not quite hot enough yet. Sorry, it wasn't quite hot enough yet. Anyway, once you get it soldered, you're good to go there. Now the piece you cut off, hold on to that, it'll come in handy later. So now what you want to do, again, you solder 2 of the 3 wires together. You want to take the 3rd wire that you have not touched. You want to trace that back, again, 5 lights. So here was the 5th one from the last set. This is number 1 of the new set. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's our 5th one. 2 things that are very important. First of all, do not lose track of the wire you were following. Second of all, make sure you do 5 light sets, because it won't work out in the end and you won't realize it until you're done and you've wasted a lot of time. So anyway, once we're done, this is the wire that we followed, and then the wire that goes into light number 5. We're going to do the same thing as before. This time we're going to cut both of them. Here, here. Again, we're not cutting through them, we're just nicking them so we can peel it back. Here, and here. Again, this is the wire we followed. This is the one coming out of the light. Again, very carefully, we are going to skin that back. Yeah, it didn't quite cut deep enough, but it worked. Still don't go deep enough. Again, you don't want to cut into the copper. You want to try not to nick the copper. You just want to cut the jacket off. There we go. If you hit a strand or two, it's not a big deal. It's all getting soldered back together anyway, but try to keep it intact. It'll just make things easier. Okay, so now we've got two exposed sections. Now you can do this however you want, but I like to take the piece of wire that we cut off earlier, strip back a section of it, and then wrap it around the two. All this is doing is this is going to hold everything together while we solder it. It just makes things easier. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but I recommend it. So now we've got those two wires wrapped together. We're going to clamp it again. And then we are going to solder it together. As you can see, it took a lot quicker because it's hot now. And then repeat. Again, take the wire, the oddball out, trace it back 5 more lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double check that from the last solder point. We have here, solder point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Again, what we want to do is the same thing as before. We want to take that wire that we just traced and then find the wire that's coming off of the light socket. Pull both of them aside, pull the other one, just pull it out of the way. Just something so you can work on it. Cut it, or cut it, cut it, cut it. And what you're going to do is you're just going to keep repeating those steps. Make sure that you alternate the wires that are being soldered onto the lights. Make sure you do every 5 lights. Just repeat till you get to the end of the light. This is a 50 bulb string, half of a full 100, 5 lights each, so you're going to be doing this 10 times. Okay, so this brings us to the second to the last connection we're going to have to make. Like I said, we just kept going. Every 5 bulbs, just kept alternating 2 wires so that we would connect to the wires coming out of the light sockets. So this is the last one, but this is no different. We still have our 1 wire separate that we didn't splice. We didn't solder 1, and we're going to follow it. 1, I lost it. Alright, start over. Again, very important that you keep these straight. So 1 bulb, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's our 5th bulb. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we're going to do is, you can see we have the plug in here, which we don't need anymore, so we can actually cut that off. Come on. But we're going to do this the same way. We're just going to take the wire that we had. We're going to strip back the wire that's on the bulb, or coming out of the bulb. Again, it's really no different. cut it back. Then we're going to take the other wire that we followed, and we're going to strip it. We're actually going to cut it this time. And then we're going to strip it so that we can make that connection. Solder that. Okay. As you can see, we only have one wire here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the second bulb, we're going to follow that wire to where it goes into the light. So you can see it's this one. Now the other one here is the one that we just soldered, so we're going to leave that one alone. But we're going to take the other one, the oddball, out, and we're going to cut that. Again, I normally push it out of the socket, but I'll do that later. Pull that back. Now we're going to strip that. And just to make it nice and clean, where I'm gonna solder that together. Going to do the same with the other end here, or you can just use that piece that you soldered, but we're going to do this. Strip that. And there you go. You have your two ends there. Obviously all of the solder points, you're going to want to tape them up somehow. I use green electrical tape just because it matches the wire. You don't have to tape it individually. It's not going to come in contact with anything else of the jacket, so I'll just wrap good and tight all the way around. And do that with each one of your points. You can do that all the way across. For now, I'm just going to leave it. I just want to test this to make sure it works. Do is we're going to set that on the floor, make sure none are touching. Now if you remember, this is a 120 volt light strands. Right now I have a DC power inverter here, just basically converts to 12 volts DC, which is what your car would use. Going to connect them just to make sure it works. Flip it on. And there you go. You have a DC light strand. This will run off of your 12 volt car battery. Again, car battery is DC versus AC, but we're dealing with incandescent bulbs, so it does not matter. There is no positive or negative per se. I can take these and flip-flop them, turn it on, it still works. Doesn't matter or positive or negative. So, hope this helps.